Radio legend Don Imus has died. He was 79. I'm John Bowden from Rock History Music. He certainly was controversial, and he did that shock-Jock thing better than most. Imus died today at Baylor, Scott, and White Medical Center in College Station, Texas. He was brought to the hospital on Christmas Eve. No cause of death has been given so far. And like most radio guys, I know I've been in it 35 years myself, there's a lot of different pit stops on the road to that perfect job, which for him was a WNBC, sometimes he'd say it with very different inflections, in New York, that 3-hour Imus in the Morning show. MSNBC morning host Joe Scarborough said Morning Joe obviously owes its format to Don Imus. No one else could have gotten away with that kind of talk on cable news. Thanks for everything, Don. Morning Joe filled in for Imus after he was fired in 2007. That's when he sparked outcry over his remarks about the Rutgers women's basketball team. Through the years, he was famous for ruffling feathers, of course, whether it was ordering 1,200 hamburgers from McDonald's with impossible toppings or mocking political figures. We're mocking a lot of different people. Political analyst Jeff Greenfield once said, "He's out there talking the way most of us talk where we're not in public." He was born John Donald Imus on July 23rd, 1940. In Riverside, California. Imus was raised in Prescott, Arizona, on a large ranch. He left high school to join the Marines. On returning home, he did a lot of different jobs, like a window dresser, but got fired after he stripped the mannequins in the front window. He was also a uranium miner and a railroad brakesman, where he injured his neck, got a large cash settlement, and decided to do a sit-down job. He went to a Hollywood broadcasting school and got his first job at KUTY in Palmdale, California. It was during that 8-month stint that he really tried to work on his comical skills. Then he moved to KJOY in Stockton, California, where he got riskier on the air and got himself fired. His next station was KXOA in Sacramento, California, where they did appreciate his humor. But his most famous show was Imus in the Morning at WNBC. It debuted in New York in 1971. More recently, he was at Citadel Media and the Fox Business Network. Through the years, he lived that life of excess, that life of a rock and roll star, which, of course, some DJs do. He was diagnosed with prostate cancer a few years ago. And in 1999, he and his wife, Deirdre, introduced the Imus Ranch, which made for a great summer place for kids suffering from cancer. He was famous for his philanthropic deeds throughout the years. As I mentioned, I've been in radio 35 years, and through the years, I'd always hear people doing the shock-Jock thing not well. And though that was not the direction I chose to go in my career, I always liked it when he did it. Of course, he pissed me off sometimes. That's what he did. But Don Imus was incredibly good in that lane. He was good at it. That's why it was so hard for me to hear smaller town broadcasters sometimes trying to do, "Hey, we're zany in the morning," and somehow not pulling it off because the bar was so high with Don Imus. Sometimes you'd hear him and I'm going, he just sounds like a grumpy old man. But he sounded like that when he was much younger. Another great one gone. Make sure you comment on our videos, subscribe to our channel, and share our videos. If you've got memories of Don Imus, please. If you knew him, listen to him, any stories you want to share, please do. We read all the comments. I'm John Bowden from Rock History Music.